Today we are going to look at the driver slice death combo, and we are going to start right now. G'day everybody, Mike Bury here and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you are looking to improve your game, have more fun on the course, start by hitting that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well, just so that you don't miss out on anything. We all know how common a slice is, but there are many causes, and today we're looking at a double whammy or a death combo, and you must fix this if you want to stop slicing. I recently received a swing from David Ullman on Instagram saying, "Need some help, mate." So after seeing David swing, I would have to agree, and there is also a lot that we can all learn from this. So we're going to do an analysis of David's swing, and remember there's a lot we can all learn from this in terms of how to improve and how to eliminate the driver slice death combo. Also, be sure to stick around after that because I'm going to answer some of the comments that you guys had on my latest Instagram post. So some of the drills where you guys had questions about how to set it up and all that sort of thing, we're going to answer those today. Okay, it's time to dive into the video analysis software. Let's go with David's swing. I'm going to start by just playing this back and through. Most of the backswing is at regular speed and then it catches up with slow motion. Slow-mo definitely makes for a better video analysis. So I would have to guess that David's miss here is actually probably a two-way miss. I would say that a majority of the misses are fades to the right, slices to the right, but again I could also see him pulling this to the left and maybe even the old pull hook every now and then. So David is the ultimate driver slice death combo here. Let's start with the setup here, and what we'll see here is something that I mentioned in one of the recent swing analysis, and I've mentioned it in the past before. At the setup here we have the crisscross going on. We have shoulders open to the left. Feet here look sort of relatively square, maybe slightly closed, but for sure we're not aiming in the same direction. It looks like the fairway where he's trying to hit is somewhere up in here. So from the get-go we have a challenge, and as I've said in the past, I typically see the club path tend to want to follow the shoulders more than the feet. So getting square at address or squaring up those shoulders, even if the feet remain a little bit closed, I would be totally fine with. But where those shoulders are, that's going to be tough times. So let's take a look at the second part of this combo because there's two killer slice moves right here. So we know the setup is one. Number two, as we get to the top of the backswing, you're going to see how deep David's hands are here and how flat that lead arm is. So let me clear these out of the way. I'm going to put a line here on that lead arm at the top of the swing. See how much of the shoulder here that we can see exposed? Ideally, I like to see that lead arm block that shoulder at the top of the backswing. So David's very low, very flat, let's call it here, and kind of stuck. So he's in a position now to where that golf ball that's sitting way down out in front here, we need a move to get the hands, to get the club out to that ball. And we're typically going to see a steeper over the top move in order to be able to strike that ball. So once we get deep and stuck in here, again, we're going to see that over the top move. Once we go over, in order to reach that ball, we're going to end up having to cut outside in across the ball. The reason why David potentially could be hitting in both directions, if he makes this swing with the face open, then the ball's going to curve to the right. If he squares that face up, then we're going to see a pull to the left, and if he happens to overdo the hands a little bit, then that ball's going to be a hook or a pull hook to the left. Now, I often see this low flat move up top for people that are trying to get the club to the inside, and that's all well and good, but it's almost happening too early in his swing. We need to get some more height, get the arms up a little higher so that then we can allow the club to fall down from the inside. From here, it would be very tough to get that club to work from the inside and strike the ball solidly. I've got a question for you guys at home. So do you have a consistent slice miss, or do you have a two-way miss to where you slice some to the right if you're a right-handed player and pull some to the left? Drop it down below. One-way miss, consistent slice, or do you have a two-way miss? Okay, job number one, we need to get those shoulders squarer at address. Now, some of the reasons why those shoulders might get open, I've talked about in the past. If we're leaning towards the target, if we're tilting our spine towards the target, that could be one. If the ball's too far forwards in our stance, that's a very common reason why I see that happen as well. So I would certainly check that if it's happening in your setup and in your swing. Now, number two, what are we going to do with these arms? We definitely need to get them higher, but we also need to get the club to walk a little more from the inside. So I have a drill that I posted recently on Instagram, and I'm going to throw it up here right now. This is kind of like a lift up, a turn, and then drop the club from the inside. It's really like a huge exaggerated loop. Right now, David is making a loop. He is in and over. Backswing is in, downswing is over. And it's a very common thing that I see on the lesson tee. So what I would do is rehearse lifting the club up in front, turning and setting the club up to the top, and then swinging the club down from the inside. Again, this is like a huge loop, a huge inside loop, not a huge over-the-top loop. Okay, so as far as the driver slice death combo is concerned, make sure that number one, those shoulders are square at address. Number two, I want you to work on not sucking the club to the inside in an effort to think that that'll help on the downswing. Make sure we take it up on plane so that we can then show the club coming down. Okay, it's time to answer your questions and comments from Instagram on the most recent post. The first one is the driver toe contact drill with a bottle of water here. And the question from Sean Hassels, in relation to the tee, where exactly should the water be placed? I'm having a hard time seeing the depth. From example, is the bottle cap even with the tee or behind it? The bottle cap is even with the tee, and then the remainder of the bottle is in front of that. While we're on the same post, Ryan_Hammer asks, will this drill help hitting your irons off the toe? Yes, absolutely. It will help with the irons as well. Now, if you're worried about hitting that bottle of water, I have never had a club get damaged, broken in any way, shape, or form when doing these drills. If you are concerned about it, put your head cover there, put something else there, put a towel there. It really doesn't matter what it is. The point is that there is an object there that you're trying to avoid. And on that very note, we have Brent going that says, can you use head covers as water bowls instead and put on both sides to help center strike? Yes, absolutely. Good point. One more comment on that same post, Mikey Nike Fit. On the contrary, would you put a bottle on the other side for low heel strikes? Yes, you absolutely can do that. You can place a bottle right out on the toe of the club. If you're a heel striker, you would strike that. You could place a head cover there or any kind of object for that matter and improve your contact that way. If you want to learn more ways that you can improve your game and have more fun on the course, then hit the round subscribe icon. Thanks again for watching this video, and of course, until next time, good golfing.